The last one we saw, they had people to help. He goes inside. Now he's going to stay outside again. I mean, there's two.
Got a twist, another twist. You go up, under, and look at the effort, the speed, the closing ability, the bend. Mike
Garrett and Denzel Ward. And he's so good. I mean, Orlando Brown Jr. thought.
Back at that point, trying to get Burns over there on the side of the rookie. He's actually had a very good preseason. Connor Lee.
And they're going to mark him inside the 1.
You're exactly right, though. These are two bookends. Gary's been playing outstanding football for a while. Then you add Parsons and.
Nice game inside. Booker's going to come up to set it up, and Crosby is going to wrap inside. So you see the pressure, and Drake May really can't step.
The offense is going to stay on the field. Yeah, just a really nice three-man pick game. Nick Bosa ends up coming unblocked and
going here as they have it at the Minnesota 30.
Yeah, these defensive ends, edge rushers for Minnesota, they bring them in last year.
Career-making plays right there out of Ed Oliver. Just watch the contact here, and he's going to take Rosengarten right back in.
You got to set the edge. Set the edge. Yep. Keep it on the outside shoulder. Turn it back inside to the meat grinder. And Cooper does a great job running through and disrupting the play.
You'll see Hunt just jump right inside the block here and be able to make that play in the backfield. That was really big because it was starting to feel like Dallas might have against Lamar Jackson. Watch him just wiggle his way through here. And even when he got to Lamar, this is usually not over. Pushes his way back. You got to make that tackle. This guy had 8 sacks in 7 games as a rookie. And watch him go inside the block there. And if you're going to beat this football team, here's where you have to beat them. Right up front. Matabike all over that one. Who was that?
Unable to go. And he gives up the sack on McCarthy.
Look at Cooper off the edge. He's a disruptive player. The coaches feel like he's
going to be the one that gets there first, and then you're going to see Clark come in and clean it up. And this Nealon has just been pushing and fighting, and every time I studied him for.
And the tight end, and is in the backfield almost at the same time as the handoff. Not much doing there.
Into it and make the throw.
Linebacker there, but getting the ball out fast is the key.
With Jake Elliott.
Yeah, and it's very rare that you see Jordan Mailata get beat, and that's a good sign. You could tell some of these guys, it's basically Solomon Thomas there just on the stunt.
He had Tedero and McMillan down the sideline. He was going to take a deep shot and perfect blitz timing.
This is something that every team has been told they're going to be watching for this year.
The old point of emphasis, and I don't think that Sanders ever even saw it.
They meet at the quarterback there, you know, coming around with BJ.
On that middle read, and looked like the big guy inside, Jordan Davis, who lost 36 pounds so he could play more. He didn't know he's
side against a perennial all-pro in Sewell right here, and I can tell you, this is the difference in getting that.
Really good by Burns, just staying at home, knowing they need to tackle Daniels.
Right out of the gate, Quinnen Williams, big 95. You're going to see him come up the center. He goes inside to start, but then rips back outside and takes down.
Get one-on-one blocking, and he brings up Van Ginkel, and he doesn't rush, and then you've got 3-on-2, but yet Hargrave's able to split.
Karlaftis part of that 2022.
Put them in limbo. Don't let them know exactly what's about to happen, and they try to do that. Justin Fields is reading him. He just makes the wrong read right there. And when you
this year, he didn't even start at Iowa, and he played inside, and now he had a
great skill, but a lot of it's effort too. You got Abdul Carter going on Tunsil, slips him, and then yeah, the ref sees that, throws the flag.
Almost had a gimme. Cam Jordan again pressuring, hand up. He's really stepped up for the Saints today, and every time they needed him.
He's had some kind of night, Oliver.
Oh my goodness.
There are so many guys who've had a great night tonight. Side of the ball, and again, we all know that McCarthy is making his first NFL start, but this defense and what Dennis Allen has brought here tonight.
Situations, right? There's an interception for the Browns here this afternoon, but it's a great play. by the Cincinnati Bengals defense. This is an accident waiting to happen right here. Your eyes are off of what's going on outside to your right. And
well, they're going to pop out the interior, bring it from the edge, and here comes the free rusher.
They burned him a couple of times early, but the old veteran got it figured out.
Ravens have options here.
It's the 1 for 4 in the red zone. Of course, that's 2 field goal misses. And they each have a turnover. Bosa, nice job kind of sniffing out this screen to Smith and Jigba.
4th and goal.
Well, there was no hesitation. It doesn't even look like going for it here on 4th down. How about that?
What a stand.
Pass rush for Chicago.
Well, as J.J. McCarthy gets this football, he's trying to get the ball out to Justin Jefferson, but he stumbles coming off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he had 13 sacks back in 23 and really was a big sensation in the league. And you can see that kind of movement, skill, and strength to go along.
That big body in Tavondre Sweat pushes Bo Nix. And then Nix goes down there, seemingly shy of the line to gain. This will be a virtual measurement.
Right here, you can't let a guy go through the A-gap from the 1 yard line. And
that's what they need. They need a couple of explosive plays on defense. You can't just sit back and let Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers just go one play after another, because they're capable of taking it 40 yards.
So 2nd and long coming up.
When Sam takes that handoff, watch where he hits. He hits right on the backside of Lucas, and that ball is out. I just said the one thing they can't have is a sack, and they get a strip, sack, fumble to all but end this.
Early on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense after the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2 of the defense for taking his helmet off. It's half the distance to the goal. It's first down, San Francisco.
That's on Lenore after the play. And I don't know about you, Greg.
By that bootleg at all. He's a 15-year vet. He goes right up the field. He doesn't care about the action away. I don't even know what that blocking scheme is. If Trey McBride was supposed to block him for a second, McBride runs into Ryman. That is a disaster of a play for the Cardinals.
Is able to finish and get Geno Smith on the ground. Their first negative play of the game.
We talked about the stunts. The biggest way to get people, you're going to get this twist here. Both D tackles we showed you earlier. It's the easiest way to get young guys.
Lineman for the Rams. Let's watch it again.
Anderson's on the outside. He just pushes Havenstein back into him and then gets to the inside, wraps up Stafford. And
well, it's happening right here on the edge. One-on-one, and he gets beat inside by Ellis. And don't forget, Ellis is no stranger to the NFL Forum and this platform. He's got a whole family of football players. Shout out to his parents and all those football players they created. That's where the pressure comes. Rookie tight end in Helm. But the big deal is Tillman gets that opportunity because Cam Ward is holding
when you can't step up in the pocket. Getting pressure from the edges is fine. You can slide up in the pocket, but pressure up the middle, there's nowhere for you to go. Watch as Davis gets up the field. Now look, there's a little bit of space there.
2-point stance, working inside and outside. Position flexibility, they love him. We know Coach Bloom, the outside linebacker.
The rookie, Will Campbell. He's just going to bull Campbell right back into Drake May, and as May tries to escape up inside the pocket, he's just going to come off and make that sack. You know, this
PO out to the side. You can throw a screen out here or hand the ball off. As soon as you see all those linebackers in there, you had the numbers outside. Jordan Love's going to want that one.
Look how many guys are in the box. They've got 10 guys, and the 11th is just out here playing corner. These are hard boxes to run the ball against. He trades. Take a look at him right here. Watch how downhill, square, and then watch him on contact. That's a big man running downhill.
I want you to watch the center right here. This is, remember, all 3 guys on the interior are new starters, even though Glasgow played, but he just misses the angle right there on Walker.
8 guys at the line of scrimmage. There's 8 of them. Watch him coming off the edge here to the left. You cause confusion in protection. You're going to leave guys.
Well, just going to run the sprint out to the left here. And the Denver Broncos defense knows exactly what's coming. Young quarterback, get him on the move and shut off that throwing lane. They created indecision, forced them to hold the ball, got the sack.
Yeah, and it's just, they call this a tops. Both these two defensive linemen are going to stunt because they bring Witherspoon off the edge. And when you're running this zone,
a little easier for Green Bay, and that means that they're controlling the line of scrimmage right now against a team who is used to dominating the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
And let Jeffrey Simmons come and wreck this game. That's a cardinal sin for a year 2 player.
And it comes through on this one. He's coming off the top side there against Ursery once again. That time just pushed right back into
Dre Greenlaw's shoes, and he's off to a good start.
So everything in the screen game is the relationship between the front side lineman and the back. And you can see Walker is out there so much faster than his sender. Anthony Bradford, the right guard, he's just going to down block, and he just destroys it. I mean, defensive line, they start every single individual period with just defeat and be violent at the point of attack. And there's no fancy stunt. There's no fancy defensive alignment.
Well, they're sending 2 off the edge, and Benito just happens to beat Hufanga there first. Any sooner, he might take that handoff.
All right, so this is really hard. So McCaffrey has him. If he sees it early enough, he can do what they call abort the fake. But it's a left side fake, and then he's got to come all the way back over. That's just a really difficult assignment for McCaffrey. In a perfect world, something's got to tempt Purdy to say, hey, this guy's coming, redirect the protection and take him.
If Cam Jordan says he wants gold jerseys, you give the man gold jerseys. Watch this speed to power against you. Oh, he got speed. He got Jonah Williams on his back pedal.
Kenny Clark is the middle right here. These 2 big guys inside for Green Bay have really controlled a lot of the time, disrupted over the years.
A huge element of how do I defend them, and looks like now he's down, which would be a nightmare start.
Josh Hines Allen, he's going to come flying inside, then Smoot's going to come around there on a tight track. Beautifully executed. Watch him take both of those guys out. 77 takes out 6.
For a loss of 3. Man, I do not like that call at all. Why are you trying to go lateral with Bijan? They're all keying on him. There are 4 guys running him down, hawking him down.
For it, a loss of 2. Highsmith started it out, just missed the tackle, and then Chuck Clark against his full set of downs for the Steelers. Gainwell had a great block to start, but Quincy Williams just fought through it and sacks Aaron Rodgers big time here. This place is buzzing once again. The Jets have brought the momentum all the way back in their favor.
High-low action with Briggs.
Great job here by last year's leading tackler. Jamie Sherwood just sheds his block and lays a nice.
Yeah, and just take that sack. You know, obviously you're trying to get this thing converted, but the worst thing you could possibly do is have that turnover. You're in the pocket, it's starting to collapse. Get your 2 hands on it. You can see Joe right there. Good ball security in the pocket.
Back in his entire college career, but he's going to give one up here to Alex Highsmith. He just comes up and under. So quick. Right inside. A little bit of a quick set out, overset by Fashanu. Highsmith, a savvy.
When we met with him on Friday, this defense will go the way our defensive line goes, and they have just taken over this game. Look at the push. They are all the way back into Joe Burrow's lap, and he is so lucky that he didn't get a safety. And one of the cool things he did this year, they had a pass rush.
Nice tackle for loss. Sparse at the bottom of the screen. Watch how he inserts very quickly, no hesitation, blows up Charlie Warner. Clearly didn't like that I had called him out and hadn't called his name in a while. So he goes up and under on Elijah Wilkinson. Chris Lindstrom tries to help out. It was too late.
Back to the sack. Well, you see, they're going to set it up inside, and then Harold Landry is going to loop around. Really beautifully done, setting up that right side of the Raiders' offensive line.
Up and under the inside of Broderick Jones, and Aaron has no choice.
And we're going to find Budda Baker coming off the side of your screen. You don't see him now, but he will show up. Trust me. Look how quick he shows up off the edge, and he tracks it down on the opposite hash.
Comes down to a 3rd down, and you just can't hang on long enough. Not enough strength in the middle with Schmitz and Runyon. And
pressure or to that degree, but what we're seeing now is a little bit of what Al Golden and this defense is going to be about this year. When you talk about the principles and the philosophies.
He's an underrated player, which you say, how could he be underrated as an all-pro? He said, that's how high I believe his ceiling is. He just stacks the block, sheds it, makes the tackle, and now the Steelers.
They were just in the backfield.
Working against Baron Browning, okay? This is exactly why the Cardinals traded for him. Right hand stab, then he rips through. Clearly a hold. That is a nice.
Slipping right under those arms. That's like London Bridge when you're a kid.
It's a nickel blitz. You're going to have a player coming off the edge from the right side. Gets in there. Baker Mayfield is still fighting. There's no whistle blown, so they clean.
And they're also starting to mix in pressure. Second long, again, man-to-man coverage behind it.
Lit up. What a play by Pratt. And it was Jamal Adams as well making that first.
Difficult pass rush games. Three-man game. Payne going outside. Then you got Luvu coming back inside. Payne splits the double team. A lot of people to deal with here in the pass rush. If you're Russell Wilson, you have zero chance. You feel
of Pac-12 titles in track and field as a runner, and was probably more athlete than football.
The Alex Highsmith, he's going to go down and take the dive, and then you've got Wilson, who's going to take Justin Fields. It's a great job of bull rushing, getting to the level of the quarterback and falling back underneath by Will McDonald. Aaron sees the crossers, doesn't think he has what he wants, so he slides up a little bit in the pocket, but it's a little too long.
Watch Cross, because he's going to just come. He came from back here and moved there and just ran himself into it.
It's beautiful. And then when
he looks like he is man-to-man. Look at his eyes on Bowers. So this looks like a man-to-man defense. But then on the snap, what's he going to do? He's going to take off and come. So the Patriots are going to come. They have a bit of
just a little bit late off the ball here. Tight end. But Bo is there, and he just Scatterbo. Holy cow. Some friendly fire.
This is great. Logan Wilson, let me track him down. I think he's right. Is that him? This is just an outstanding job. He can see it. Those battles are won by Pat.
Really surprised they're throwing it on second down. Hand the ball off one more time. Can't take a chance of losing yards, because that's the thing. Justin Herbert knows I can't throw this football.
The clock is ticking. I mean, the Chiefs have to score fast. It would be with the Kansas City defense now buzzing, Kurt.
And nobody is better at getting clean hitters on the quarterback than Steve Spagnuolo. And right there, they're showing pressure from all over the place. They bring pressure from the middle, from the right, from the left, playing a zero blitz on the backside. And the free hitter on Justin Herbert.
Of the game of Mahomes brings out Harrison Butker to get the Chiefs some points out of this drive.
Really good job on the back end by that Charger secondary. Nobody open. Patrick trying to buy a little extra time, thinking he could get outside, but you see the athletic.
Rise up pinned the Chargers deep, and mission accomplished. They're getting the ball back, Kurt.
Former Charger right there, and Drew Tranquill going through the right guard, making the tackle behind the line of scrimmage and getting the ball back.
Saquon Barkley, look at this. The number of bodies up here, and they're all flying across the line of scrimmage. And don't forget now that Brett Toth is in there playing the other guard position.
Sweat likely saved the touchdown because he's got an opportunity to the corner right here. You're going to see a receiver coming into the picture, and they had him. Looked like Jalen Naylor, number 1, is going to be the guy who comes down, and he was open. And he's got a chance.
Who pressured?
Thought he had a quick throw to Kelsey over on the left-hand side. I guess thought it was a little bit too tight, but had a lot of success holding the football, finding that window and running it, but they are closing in on him for a big play if it's not tipped. Good job up front to get the pressure, knock the ball down. Otherwise, I think that's a big play for the Chiefs.
Tart with the block, and that's pretty sour because that was.
Put Myles Garrett on the outside out here, right? You got all these assets that are going to help. He's going to loop back to the inside. So everything you placed over there, he takes away from you and gets a clean run right at Joe Burrow.
Hand up. Hand did nothing. Helmet did everything. 6'4", got the paw up. That didn't help, but that helmet did, and Zion McCollum almost.
Enough time there for Russ to stand in there. You got Kinlaw here working on a pass rush moves, ends up splitting the double team there on Hudson, and Russ takes a big hit. No chance to be accurate.